Hi, who am I with today?
Latonya Jemison.
All right, so I have a few questions for you. Why did you choose to become a guidance counselor?
When I was in the classroom, which was about 7 years, I taught middle school for 5 and then high school for 2. A lot of kids would come to me, they would tell me things, and I didn't always have the authority to do anything about it or the resources, because classroom teacher, that was my training. So because so many students would always come to me and I wanted to help them, I developed a relationship with the guidance counselor at our school, and she encouraged me. She would always tell me, you care so much, you're so good at this job, you need to do the work and become one. And so that's what I did.
How do you handle constructive criticism?
So in my profession, the job or the main goal is always to do what's best for the student. So if someone has a way or ideas or a process that works, I'm always open to, adapting it, changing it. If they can make suggestions about mine, I feel the same way. Because again, I want us all to work together so that students can succeed. It's not about, me or feeling bad or having hard feelings because my way is not working. It's about getting better.
So, how would you handle a situation where a student reports abuse from an adult?
There are a lot of pieces that go into that. First, you have to talk to the student and figure out as much information as you can. You need to determine if the student is safe. You need to determine, is this a place that they can go back to, even if it's temporary. You need to determine if the police need to be involved. There's a DHR form that's going to have to be reported. And, a lot of things kind of depend on what they report. If it's someone in the home, again, determinations have to be made if they can go back there. So certain questions have to be asked. And if they have to be removed from the situation, everything has to be done discreetly and quickly. So you have to get on the phone with DHR and you have to work with them to provide them with the information so that they can make the decision and, come out and take the next steps for the student.
How do you use your position to support the school's values?
So our school's motto is building, one patriot at a time. What I think that means is each child the best that they can be and set on the path that they need to be on for their own success. And for me, I try to do that by a lot of ways. When a student brings me a concern, I listen, I address it, be it if it's a request for information, resource, if they need support, if they need, ideas, whatever it is, I try to support them in any way that I can. One of my most recent endeavors along those lines, or actually 2, I was recently named as the Career Tech Counselor for Hillcrest High School. And I've only had the position since August, but since then, there have been several students that have had interviews that have become hired at Mercedes. I'm kind of proud of that because I kind of, had a big hand in it as far as organizing and arranging things. And then the second one is I recently started a NSBE Junior chapter for students. NSBE stands for the National Society of Black Engineers. And so now in a partnership with the university's adult or college student chapter, I guess I should say, there's a chapter here and they work with our students, and I'm just excited about the direction that that's going to go in because those kids are interested in STEM careers, and as a whole, African Americans are underrepresented in STEM careers, and so if I can help anybody find their way to that, then I'm happy to do it.
So, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
I've been in education for 22 years. Like I said, I taught in the classroom for 7. I've been a counselor for about 16, and I taught online for 10 years, overlap in between. So all of my background is in education. I'm one of those fortunate people that I can retire after 25 years, regardless of my age. So when I finish, I will only be 48 years old. Or when I reach my 25, I'm going to stay though until my son graduates. He graduates in 2030. And then after that, I plan to open my private practice for counseling and therapy. In the meantime, though, I'm going to finish up the classes that I need and start building up my clientele. So that way, when I finish, I will be able to open my practice and not miss a beat.